This video is just going to be a sort of tutorial or explanation of the Pinkie Pie method. Now what it is it's a variant of the Roux method where it uses OLLCP, which is an algset that orients and permutes the U-layer corners as well as orienting the edges, and I'll show you why it's useful and how it can be applied to Roux. So basically all I'm going to do is show you one solve using Pinkie Pie, I guess. So here I see this green with this and this pair. So you can just do U, R, Y to U prime, B prime, and there's the square. Now we have this corner with this edge, so just like that. Now we can do U2, M prime to orient this and make this, and then U, R, U2, and then here I'd do an R wide to orient that. And this is where this method starts to get slightly different. So once you're finishing your second block, what you want to do is search for the LR edges. So for me, that's this green one and this blue one. So I'm inserting. Okay, now right here is where you start doing things differently. So I'm about to insert this with RU prime, R prime. Now what I'm going to do is, in the Pinkie Pie method, you try to get the LR edges oriented and on the bottom. So if I do RU prime, R wide prime, this is now right here, and we can put this on top of it and do M. Now they're both oriented on the bottom, and now the center doesn't matter. It can be white, orange, yellow. The only thing you have to remember the center for is because you have to know which edges to flip on the top. So since we're doing misoriented centers, I guess, these two are on the bottom, but the red one's on the bottom. So we have to know, to be an oriented edge, we want the edges, we want these edges to flip. So we want everything to be orange or red on top. So these two need to flip. So the OLLCP we have is this. So now you can see we have these four are red and orange, and these two are still split up on the bottom. Now we can just insert these with U prime M2, and now as you can see, that LSC is like, what, 7 moves? So that solution was 43 STM. So learning some OLLCP and using Pinkie Pie can be very beneficial if you're trying to get sub 8 or even beyond that. I know Alex Lau learned OLLCP and used to use Pinkie Pie, but sometimes these setups for the LR edges can be inefficient, and there are a lot of OLLCPs that are really bad, and you'd just be better off doing something like finishing second block normally, and then doing just normal your fastest CMLL, and then just doing like EOLR or like misoriented centers, something like that. So just with these advanced techniques, you don't want to be doing everything every single solve, but I know for me, if there's a one move setup and I know that I know a lot of OLLCPs for the CMLL case, like for that one I just got, I know all the OLLCPs for it. So if I get that, it's more probable that I'll do Pinkie Pie with that CMLL than on any other one. But even then, the look ahead is pretty different from just normal Roux, because you have to get used to finding the LR edges, and just if you don't do it right, it can be inefficient. I know I've done about maybe 25 speed solves with it, and I didn't just sit down and do 25 solves. I just, in like the thousands of solves I've done, maybe 25 of them I've done it, and maybe my fastest solve was a 4.9, so that was really nice. Like this solve right here was a 43 move solution, and my 4.9, what happened was the LR edges actually, like, they were right here, and I just did an R wide prime, put them on the bottom, and then it was this OLLCP. So yeah, it's really, really quick. So yeah, so I recommend you take a look at Pinkie Pie and try it out yourself.